Albion dominant here. Oh, great knock. Lallana. Oh, sensational from Lallana. An exquisite finish.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to get the balance right, and I'm trying to not do too much because, I know I'm still a player, and I'm extremely fortunate of being, I think, at a club like Brighton that are probably working with me in terms of the pathway for the future. When that is, I don't know yet, and for sure without having Roberto as kind of understanding as he is with me, I don't think I'd be able to kind of combine the two, but because he trusts me and gives me the opportunity to expose myself with the England under-21s, out there with our 21s, even our first team, it just allows me to be able to do it. So I'm obviously extremely grateful to have him as my manager, and even though I'm in the twilight stages of my career, and I feel fortunate enough to kind of have crossed paths with him. I'm doing my badges now, so at the end of the season I'll have my B and my A, and then it'd be difficult to do your pro while you're still playing. I'm still not 1,000,000% sure if I want to do it. I think I'll be stupid not to give it a chance though, considering I've spent 15 years being a footballer, and especially the last 5, 6, 7 years, I feel like the way I've been on the pitch in terms of a player, I've always tried to help teammates. That probably started at Liverpool when my game time wasn't, I had a lot of injuries, and you start to see the game differently. And you start to think about, you might not always be a player, and then you get into your 30s and you're like, well, it is coming to an end sooner rather than later. So then you just start thinking differently and about getting your messages across, helping young players, and I'll get to the end of the season first and see what happens. My playing career. Not sure if this will be my last year playing or what, but that's a conversation later on in the season. There's far too much to. We're juggling enough balls as it is at the minute, so with Europe and fitness and coaching badges and getting back to the family as and when I can, it's a full schedule, let's put it that way at the minute, but completely loving life, and not taking any second for granted. I think I'll be demanding as ever. The best players, I think, always want to be demanded as well. Want demands on themselves and want to be better, and Roberto's, Jurgen's, Graham and Maurizio, the best managers in the world are the most demanding. I mean, look at when you see Pep Guardiola and he's irate on the sideline, it's because he demands the best, and that's from the best players. So of course it's not the only style, there's plenty of other ways, and not every player probably reacts to that, so it's about tweaking it depending on the player, and I suppose you kind of learn on the job, and eventually you've got to learn on the job. You've got to take a job, and that's where I think you really feel whether you want to do it or not. So you say to me here, do I want to be a coach, or it's like, yeah, it sounds nice, but until you kind of do it and you taste it, I'm not sure. When he first came in, I think there was a special connection straight away, just because his idea was my idea, and I feel I helped his initial bedding in period. I helped him a lot, kind of get his messages across to the group, and I've had that as a skill throughout my career. I remember when Maurizio came to Southampton, Jurgen came to Liverpool, I always had the ability to kind of get the manager's messages across to the players. That was kind of the same here. And that just started off the relationship really in a nice manner. When I was injured last year, he just said, just shadow me for 4 months. I was in his office before games, after games, telling me about the team, what he wants to do here, who he's going to play there, and just hearing that and being in them situations is just great learning.